This time I'd like to call our regular scheduled village board meeting to order. Let the record reflect that it's Tuesday, August 6, 2019. Village clock has it at 7:30 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you could please remain standing for a moment. Over the weekend, this country experienced two tragic massacres. I think that it's our duty and responsibility as American citizens to recognize the men and women and children that were lost over the weekend, including all of the survivors. So if you could please take a moment of silent prayer. Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burke.
Here.
Trustee Brady.
Here.
Trustee Brennan.
Here.
Trustee Galante.
Here.
Trustee Glotz.
Here.
Trustee Mueller.
Here.
President Vandenberg.
Present. Thank you. Item number 1. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to consider approval of the agenda. Is such a motion?
So moved.
It's been properly moved by Trustee Berg.
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Mueller.
That's me.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. Thank you. Item number 2, at this time, I'd ask for a motion to consider approval of the minutes of the regular village board meeting held on July 16, 2019. So such a motion.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Trustee Brady. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Mueller. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Thank you. Item number 3, Clerk Therian.
I'd like to consider a motion receiving a presentation from Christine Ressler, Board President, Bremen High School District 228. Ms. Ressler, you may come to the podium.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Christine Ressler, and I am your District 228 Board of Education President. Thank you, President Vandenberg and the rest of the Tinley Park Village Board for granting our district a few minutes to speak with you about some of the exciting things happening at Tinley Park, Oak Forest, Bremen, and Hillcrest High School this year. I would like to start by discussing our brand new alternative education program, opened in collaboration with South Suburban College last August. The program is housed in 6 South Suburban College Oak Forest campus rooms and aim to help our at-risk students achieve credit recovery so that they can graduate on time. The program served 161 at-risk students to date and has celebrated roughly 65 graduations. We are also grateful to the collaboration and support of many community organizations who have helped create space for student artwork. This opportunity allowed our students to show off their hard work and passion in public settings. District 228 artwork can be viewed in Tinley Park Starbucks on Harlem Avenue, the Oak Forest Starbucks on Cicero Avenue, on benches located throughout downtown Tinley Park, and the Grand Prairie Public Library in Hazel Crest, and at the Oak Forest Acorn Public Library. Something we are hearing more and more from parents and students is that college isn't always for everyone. In an effort to help our students learn about various post-high school routes, our district arranged multiple events and fairs featuring professionals from all career paths, including beautician and trade workers. We also hosted a manufacturing day and a skilled trade expo for students. These opportunities allowed our students to network with various unions and companies while participating in sessions in regards to welding, manufacturing, and apprenticeship test prep. Another concern we hear frequently is the student safety. We've learned from Sandy Hook and the Sandy Hook Promise that the best way to combat disasters such as school shooting is to start by limiting and identifying student social isolation. This year, students and staff across our district participated in several initiatives to spread awareness and prevent isolation in their schools. Some of these initiatives include See Something, Say Something, which is a week of events encouraging and educating students and staff to say something if they identify a student who may be suffering from social isolation. My next highlight is in regards to 2 successful changes in curriculum. The first is our implementation of integrated math curriculum. Unlike traditional math, which teaches concepts like geometry, algebra 1, algebra 2 in isolation, integrated math combines concepts to help students connect and retain information. This type of math is becoming more and more popular across the nation as it prepares our students for real-life scenarios in today's modern world. Additionally, physical education curriculum in many school settings have stayed the same for years. This year, we introduced our physical education classes to a mobile application called Athletic U. This app allows teachers to customize workouts to their students' needs rather than assigning every student the same workout. Teachers can also monitor students' progress, assign rehabilitation exercises for injured students, or even assign makeup work students can complete from home. Finally, and the most exciting and personally favorite, is our personal favorite of mine and our students, staff, and community, is the opening of our state-of-art facilities at each high school, which includes a new field house, each totaling 38,000 square feet, each with an indoor track, accommodations for multiple basketball courts, and additional spaces for our extracurricular and sports teams to practice. Each field house will be complemented with workout rooms fully furnished with new equipment branded with each school's logo. The new facility will also include a dedicated physical education and driver's education classroom. On behalf of District 228 Board of Education, it is my privilege to invite you and the community to an open house and ribbon cutting ceremony at the following dates and times. August 12th at 4 p.m. at Oak Forest High School. August 13th, 4 p.m. at Hillcrest High School. August 14th at Tinley Park High School. And August 15th, 4 p.m. at Bremen High School. I want to personally thank you for giving our district a few minutes of your time to share some of our successes and changes for the year, and we look forward to seeing everyone at the Fieldhouse openings this month. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if I may, well, in the last couple of years of me being on the village board, it's the first time that a member of a school board has come and present to the village board, and I commend you and thank you for updating us and the residents on the work that you're doing, and I just wish you nothing but success, and we're definitely on the schedule to be in attendance for the opening ceremonies at the Fieldhouse. So congratulations to you guys. Thank you. Item number 4. This time I'd ask for a motion to consider a proclamation recognizing the 150th anniversary of Elementary School District 159. Is there a motion for that?
So moved.
It's been properly moved by Trustee Berg.
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Brennan. Thank you. If I could read the resolution into the record. I know we have some representatives from District 159, so we'll call you forward at the end to receive it. Proclamation recognizing Elementary School District 159 on their 150th anniversary. Whereas Elementary School District 159 Administration Center is located in Matson, Illinois. Madison or Matson? Well, Tinley Park people have always called it Matson for my, so in this regard, we'll call it Madison, so. In Madison, Illinois, on the site of the original 2-room City and Prairie Schoolhouse, originally built in 1869. And whereas the school district is in South Suburban Cook County and serves students that reside in Tinley Park. And whereas the mission of school district is to educate, empower, and inspire the whole child. And whereas the vision of ESD 159 is to establish a shared culture that fosters a student-centered approach to learning and personal development using best practices and educational resources. And whereas the school district believes in creating an inclusive educational environment that encourages the participation of every stakeholder. Now therefore it be resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will County, Illinois, that the village extends Elementary School District 159 this expression of our congratulations on its 150th anniversary and proclaims that August 17th, 2019 as Elementary School District 159 Day. This is going to be approved today, the 6th day of August, 2019, signed by myself as well as the village clerk. So the representatives of District 159, if you'd like to step forward, how about a round of applause for them and their school district? You want to share some things
Spread.
going on in the district, and then we can come forward for the presentation, or?
Oh, you're fine.
That's right.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome to share some things that you'd like about what's going on in the district. If there's any celebrations or anything in place to officially recognize the.
I just want to say a few words of thank you, if I may. And I feel very fortunate to be serving as superintendent of schools at this particularly significant time in the district history. We will embark upon a year-long journey to celebrate our 150th year anniversary. Our theme for this great milestone is 150 years, honoring our past, embracing our future. So we like to, on behalf of my school board president here, and the rest of the board who couldn't be here today, we say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We would like to continue, even though our students have, a portion of our students come out of Tinley Park, and we would like to continue to partner with the district. Sometimes we're hitting and don't get out much, but we want to be more visible in Tinley Park as well as Madison, Illinois. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we truly appreciate this great recognition. Thank you so much.
Very welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Continued success.
I just want to take out the time to thank Mr. Dominic Sanfilippo. Did I get it right?
That's
yes.
right.
When I called automatically, he responded. He was very easy to work with. He was very expeditious in everything he did. So I do want to let you know that we really do appreciate it. We also did bring a few of our newsletters. They were just off the press, so they're brand new. And on the 17th, and you guys probably have already shared it, we are going to have a kickoff of our 150th anniversary. We're going to have a parade, and we are going to have a fun festival. So I'm going to leave the flyers, and you guys are all welcome to come. Again, as our superintendent said, this year we will be reaching out more with our municipalities because we know how important the partnerships are. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Two school district events tonight. That's pretty impressive for this board, so. All in favor on item 4, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. It's official. Thank you. Item number 5, Clerk Thurigan.
At this time, I'd like to begin the swearing-in ceremony for firefighters Andres Alvarez and Alexander Tassari. If you could please come forward. Raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Alexander Tassari,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of firefighter
the duties of firefighter
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do that first? No, go ahead and do the official.
All right, it's with great pleasure, I'd like to continue a tradition going back, hundreds and hundreds of years in the fire service by presenting them with their badge, though temporarily, because we believe in the fire service that a badge is always earned and never given. So for the purposes of their probationary period here, the firefighters will be presented with their badge. I'll read their firefighter oath of office to them this evening, at which time we'll hold their badge for about 2 minutes here. And then we'll take that badge back from them, and I'm going to hold it hostage, making sure that they complete all their probationary training, all of their scheduling duties and responsibilities. They serve our community to the best of their abilities throughout that entire year. Coming back a year from now, we'll be able to present them that badge to proudly wear as the 625th member of the Tinley Park Fire Department and the 626th member of the Tinley Park Fire Department. I state your name.
Alexander Tasari.
You don't have to repeat the rest of it, okay?
So,
Declare that my
Sorry,
fundamental
that-
duty is to
sorry,
serve
saca
the
una
people
foto
that I
conmigo.
swear to protect.
please, me saca una foto ahí, please. Please.
I'll start over then. Declare that my fundamental duty is to serve the people that I swear to protect, to safeguard and preserve life and property against fire and other perils, and to uphold the standards of my profession. I will never allow my personal feelings nor danger to self deter me from my responsibilities as a firefighter. I will respect the property and rights of all I serve and respect the officers, the members, and the operations of the Tinley Park Fire Department. I recognize that the badge that I hold in my left hand is a symbol of public faith and trust. I will remember that at all times I represent the Tinley Park Fire Department, our community, and will conduct myself accordingly. As a member of the Tinley Park Fire Department, I accept these self-imposed and self-enforced obligations as my responsibility, and you do so make those promises solemnly, freely, and upon your honor. Do you agree to the terms of your firefighter oath of office? Okay, Alex, congratulations. Just allow me for just 1 second to tell you just a couple things about our two firefighters who are going to be serving us. First off, Andres Andy Alvarez, we'll call you Andy if that's okay. He's originally from the Chicago back of the Yards neighborhood. Andy grew up in Plainfield, where he currently resides with his parents. He's a first-generation firefighter. He's already been working in the Yamas field for the past 3 years. In his free time, Andy enjoys playing sports. So Andy, welcome to the fire department. Okay, over to his right is Alexander Tasari. Alex is born and raised resident of Tinley Park and is honored to be able to serve his community, again, as a first-generation firefighter. Alex also works as a paramedic. In his free time, he enjoys working out, playing ice hockey, and traveling to Florida. So those are our two firefighters joining this evening. I will allow them to introduce their families real quickly here, but just as another note, a third firefighter, Colin Riley, was not able to attend this evening for the swearing in, and in the clerk's chambers a little bit later, we'll take care of his oath of office very shortly. So, Andy, would you like to introduce your family in a couple of words, sir?
My name's Andres Alvarez. I'm here with my parents, Antoinette and Maria Alvarez. I'd like to thank them for being here, and thank you all for being here tonight and having me.
I'm here with my mother Julie, my father Ezio, and then my girlfriend Nicole. We're all honored to be here. Being as a resident of Tinley Park for the past 23 years, it's truly an honor to be hired here and serving her. And thank you all again for this great opportunity.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations. And here's the fun part.
This is a really special night, because about an hour ago, the chief was wearing a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. How was it dapper for you guys? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We good? All right, congratulations, guys.
All right, proceeding forward, item number 6. This time I'd ask for a motion to consider the following staff appointments for the 2020 fiscal year. Is there such a motion?
So move.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Was that? Okay, was that
Trustee Brady.
Brady? Thank you. The following staff appointments are being made for the 2020 fiscal year. They are listed as follows: David Niemeyer, Village Manager; Patrick Carr, Assistant VM, Emergency Management and Communications Director; Brad Bettenhausen, Treasurer; Forrest Reeder, Fire Service Administrator; Denise Maiello, Human Resource Director; Donna Frampke, Marketing Director; Kimberly Clark, Community Development Director. Matthew Walsh, Police Chief. Kevin Workowski, Public Works Director. Colby Zementis, Village Engineer. And the very esteemed Peterson, Johnson, and Murray, Chicago LLC Village Attorneys. Patrick Conley. Not you, it's your law firm, I understand. So these are all presented as appointments this evening. Don't believe there's any questions. We would call the roll for this, please.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
That motion will carry. All the staff members can continue doing their work. Thank you. Item 7, this time I'd ask for a motion to consider approval of the following consent agenda items. Such a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved by Trustee Brennan and seconded by Trustee Berg. Madam Clerk, can you call these into the roll? Or into the record, excuse me.
Item A, consider request for a block party permit on Saturday, August 10th, 2019 on Shetland Drive from Trunberry Lane to Tayside Lane from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Item B, consider request for a block party permit on Sunday, September 1st, 2019 in the Barron Court cul-de-sac from noon to 10 p.m. Item C, consider payment of impact fees in the amount of $13,600 to Kirby School District 140 from the escrow fund. And item D, consider a payment of outstanding bills in the amount of $2,559,646.36 as listed on the vendor board approval report stated July 19, July 26, and August 2nd, 2019.
Thank you, Clerk. Does any board member care to remove any of these items from the consent? Let the reflect there is none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 8, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting ordinance 2019-0-040, granting variations from section 3.f and section 3.i of the zoning ordinance to permit a storage shed to be located in a utility easement 2 feet from the side yard lot line instead of the required 5 feet and 5.6 feet from the principal structure instead of the required 10 feet at 18311 Cottonwood Drive in the R2 zoning district.
Thank you, Trustee Mueller. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
The petitioners, Robert and Cazette, are requesting the variation to install a 100-square-foot storage shed that encroaches 3 feet into the required 5-foot setback from the property line yard in a public utility and drainage easement and is located within 10 feet of the principal structure. The shed will be in the side yard of the home between the house and the existing fence. The shed location was chosen so that it did not block windows, views, and is located near an existing walkway for easy access. The village engineer has reviewed the proposed location and has no concerns with drainage or location with the public utility and drainage easement. The shed will have a fiber cement siding exterior and shingled roof. The Zoning Board of Appeals held a public hearing on July 11, 2019 and voted 6-0 unanimously recommending approval to the requested variation in accordance with the plans listed in the listed reviews of plans and recommendation conditions in the July 11, 2019 staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any comments from the board or from the public? Let the record reflect there's none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 9, Trustee Mueller. You're welcome, sir.
I move we consider adopting ordinance 2019-0-041, granting a variation from section 3.j of the zoning ordinance to permit a 6-foot-tall privacy fence to extend 25 feet into the required secondary front yard where a fence encroachment is not permitted at 9349 178th Street in the R3 PD zoning district.
Thank you, Trustee Mueller. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Brennan. You can proceed. Thank you.
The petitioner, Michael Bartner, is seeking a 25-foot fence variation from section 3.j of the zoning ordinance to permit a 6-foot-tall privacy fence to extend 25 feet into the required secondary front yard. The petitioner has requested the variation due to the block's development pattern, high level of traffic on 94th Avenue, and privacy from a commercial shopping center across the street. The Zoning Board of Appeals held a public hearing on July 11th and voted 6-0 to recommend approval to the requested variation in accordance with the plans listed in the listed review of plans in the July 11th, 2019 staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Once again, any comments from the board or the public?
Let the record reflect there's none. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion will carry. Thank you. Item 10 will be read by Trustee Bill Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting ordinance 2019-0-042, granting a variation from section 9.j.4 of the zoning ordinance to permit an electrical message center to be 40.1% of the total allowable sign face area of a freestanding sign, where the maximum is 20%, at the property located at 17801 South LaGrange Road in the B3 PD General Business and Commercial, Chi-Town Harley zoning district.
Thank you, Trustee Brennan. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. You could proceed.
The petitioner, George Tragos of Chi-Town Harley Davidson, is seeking the variation to permit a 48-square-foot electronic message center to be incorporated into a new freestanding sign with a total size of 119.8 square feet located along LaGrange Road. The addition size of the electronic message center will increase the visibility of messages to vehicles traveling on LaGrange Road. The sign will meet all other zoning code requirements. The Zoning Board of Appeals held a public hearing on July 11th, 2019, and voted 6-0 unanimously to recommend approval of the requested variation, in accordance with the plans as listed in the list of reviewed plans in the July 11th, 2019 staff report, with the conditions that the stone used on the sign should be red or tan in color to be more consistent with the color of the principal building. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Trustee Brennan. Any comments from the board? Anything from the public? Let the record reflect there's none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion will carry. Thank you. Thank you, George. Item 11, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting Resolution 2019-R-081, approving the Laudris Stackman plat of subdivision, consolidating 3 residential lots located at 17130 67th Court in the R4 zoning district.
Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you.
The petitioners, and I'm not going to attempt the last names, Erica and Jason, are requesting approval for a final plat subdivision for their properties located at 7130 67th Court. The plat will consolidate 3 separate lots and allow the petitioners to construct an approximately 2,200 square foot home addition onto the existing house. The petitioners were approved for a masonry waiver for the addition at the July 23rd, 2019 Community Development Committee meeting. The plat of subdivision has been reviewed and approved by the village attorney and the village engineer. The plat was also reviewed by the Plan Commission on July 18, 2019, and voted 5-0 unanimously to recommend approval to the village board. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Trustee Mueller. Any comments from the board? From the public? Let the record reflect there's none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Busy night, Mike. Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider ordinance 2019-0-041, granting a variation from section 3.j of the zoning ordinance to permit a 4-foot tall, open design fence to extend 25 feet into the required primary front yard where a fence encroachment is not permitted at 17130 67th Court in the R4 zoning district.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second?
You could proceed.
Yep. The petitioners, Erica and Jason, are seeking the variation to permit the replacement of a fence located in the primary front yard at 17130 67th Court. The fence would replace an existing deteriorated fence and limit public access to the creek area adjacent to their property. The fence would be 4 feet tall, open design, and match the fencing style that currently runs over the creek. The fence is part of a number of changes proposed to the property that include the home addition and exterior changes. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on July 18, 2019, and voted 4-1 to recommend approval to the requested variation in accordance with plans as listed in the list of reviewed plans and findings of fact in the July 18, 2019 staff report. This ordinance is also eligible just for first reading.
Thank you, Trustee Mueller. Does any board member here have any comments regarding this item?
Yes, I do, Mayor. The normal rules are, if it's unanimous, we waive first reading. I don't see any reason why we don't just make a motion and just waive first reading.
Okay, so you're making a motion to waive the first reading and make it eligible for adoption. Is there a second for that?
Second.
We will call a vote for that. There'll be a roll call, please. Just for the waiver, right. The waiver of first reading for an eligible for adoption. We'll call a first vote on that.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
That motion will carry. Thank you.
One second,
So then we'll do, is there a motion on the table to pass the ordinance this evening for final adoption?
So moved.
It's been properly moved and seconded. We will do a roll on that. Does anybody have any questions regarding what just took place before we proceed? No. No, we're good. We'll call a roll on the ordinance being eligible for adoption.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
That motion will carry. Thank you.
Hold
Are
on
the
a second.
petitioners in the are the petitioners here?
Yeah.
Okay, so we waived the first reading, so that means that the ordinance is eligible now, and it's adopted. So you do not have to come to the next meeting. So we,
Your 4 meetings are up.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for waiving that, Mike. Item 13, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting Resolution 2019-R-079, adopting a foundation-only policy for commercial building permits.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Kimberly's actually going to take this one.
Okay.
Thank you. So, at the direction of the Community Development Committee, we drafted a final policy as a resolution to help guide future foundation-only permits, and that is being requested from time to time due to weather, due to timing of projects, and it was advised by our village attorney that we should consider having a formal policy to help guide us through these. The current building code gives the building commissioner authority to phase permits, but there's nothing else that dictates what needs to be submitted. So we thought it would be best to have a policy. I did some research. Other communities have some policies. Some are still doing it on a case-by-case basis, but we felt it was better to formalize that. So based on the direction of the Community Development Committee, we are looking to have a foundation-only policy that would be for commercial properties only, and that's usually because they're generally larger in scale and that they do tend to phase their developments, and due to weather, sometimes it's advantageous to help get these projects moving forward. So commercial projects would be anything that is regulated under the International Building Code, which does include multifamily in this category. So essentially, single-family homes would not be a part of this. We are looking also to have this formally go in front of a Community Development Committee for recommendation to the village board for approving any foundation-only permit. And these would be anyone requesting a foundation only outside of the windows of November 1st through April 30th. So this would be during a time of the year that it's feasible for them to get their building permits approved where they wouldn't need to do a foundation only. So this makes it such that it's not going to be the norm, but more of the rarity. And we recognize these projects come up to these timeframes. It's recognized that we should give them some foundation-only permits to move forward. Within this ordinance, or excuse me, this resolution, we do specify everything that needs to be approved and submitted as part of it. A foundation-only permit will be one permit, and then in order to move beyond that, they still have to submit a second permit for the remainder of the building. Other highlights are that a letter of credit for any public improvements would be needed to be submitted. In addition, a letter of credit for the removal of the foundation in the event the developer fails to move forward to the second permit for construction, that the village would have the ability then to remove those foundations, and we wouldn't be left with that in the ground. And then, again, the village board, if there's any rare case or something a developer is requesting, again, this will go in front of you. You can make any, waivers of any of these requirements if you so wish. So those are the highlights of the foundation-only policy.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Any comments from the board? Was there anything that triggered this type of ordinance? Typically
Sure.
that's reactive when we do
Yeah,
things like this. so
It
what
is,
would
yeah. I mean, we've have some larger scale projects coming forward that's being requested from staff is to have a foundation-only permit, and we recognize we didn't have a clear cut what needed to be submitted, and we wanted to be all on the same page for that. And we figure developers like to have clear direction and what we need, so we wanted to give that to them. And our neighboring community, Orland Park, does have a policy, so we did reach out to them. We looked at their policy, and then I've researched a lot of other communities actually do have these types of policies.
Did we get any feedback from the development community at all?
Feedback is that they want to do it, and they just want to know exactly what we ask of them
Okay.
to do it.
So this actually defines it,
Yeah.
clarifies it.
Yeah.
Clarities. Okay. Any other comments? Anything from the public regarding this item? Let the record reflect there's none. We'll call the roll, please.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 14, Trustee Glatz.
I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting Resolution 2019-R-080, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Homewood Disposal Services for waste and recycling collection.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Bill. The current waste and recycling collection contract expires on September 30th, 2019. Staff prepared and advertised an RFP for waste and recycling collection services. There were 3 qualified vendors that submitted proposals. They were Waste Management at $25.62 per month, Republic Services at $26.16 per month, and Homewood Disposal at $24.49 per month. Homewood Disposal submitted the lowest monthly price of $24.49. Included in this price are 1, unlimited refuse and recycling collection per contract terms, 2, collection of bulk items, 3, disabled veterans discount, which is new. We didn't have that in the last contract. 4, senior citizen discount, another new item that we did not have before that they're giving us. Number 5, Christmas tree collection. 6, e-waste collection 2 times per year. This also is new, which they used to charge for that. Number 7, condo townhouse HOA optional service, which is also new. Staff is recommending an 8-year contract starting at $24.49 per month, billed quarterly, with only a 3.5% annual escalator after year 1. This was approved at the July 9th, 2019 Public Works Committee meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Trustee Glatz. Any board member care to comment?
Yeah, I would, Jake.
Go ahead.
Just, Pat, great job on this. This is a lot different contract than we had before. Not only is it lower, we got a lot of items that are never used to be covered. Thanks.
Yeah, I would agree.
Do we know what the percentage is for the veterans discount as such? Details of that?
Yeah, we're talking about 100% disabled.
Oh.
So they get 100% disabled veteran, it'll be free.
Great.
Beautiful.
For senior citizen discount, Frank, you're there about 150.
Yes, $1.50 per month per house.
For senior citizens.
Okay.
I know that, well, thank you, Trustee Glatz and Trustee Brady for your questions and statements. This has been subject to many years of political back and forth, and I think that I would also commend the staff for taking the time and going out and soliciting the best quality services at the best price for our village residents. I think it was long overdue in this particular contract, and I think that the results of all 3 bids certainly have come back to benefit the residents as a whole. So, as Trustee Glatz mentioned during his statement, many of these items are new, and it's good to see that they were willing to work with us. So, it always have served the village well in Homewood Disposal, Tinley Disposal, what other types of company, I forget the name, New Way. Just continue to serve us well, and I think we'll all be very satisfied. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. So.
Thank you.
I'd like to add one more thing to that,
Yeah.
Jake. Also, with this not only being lower than it was before, this past year, Homewood Disposal did not raise our rates this year. They froze them for the last year.
Mayor,
I do have one note. As I was just looking at this agreement, there was a later version. I'm not sure if we got it over for the agenda, but a small change, just to let the board know. In the term section, the latest version has some changes to the way we would notice renewal of the term after 8 years. It's a small change, but this term section you have here, it's not fully complete. I think we agreed with Frank and his guys late last week that, at the end of eight years, there'll be a year process where the village can let Homewood know if they plan to go out to bid, and if they don't, it would renew instead of on the same terms for another 8 years, there'd be 2 4-year renewal options. So, small change just to make the board aware of that. Your final contract that you'll sign will have that in there.
Thanks, Frank.
And I would echo everyone's statements. Pat did an unbelievable job doing this, and Frank and his team were, great to work with. They did pretty much all this. So,
How many months was it, Pat? You've been working on this thing for, honestly? Is it almost a year? Wow. Lot of details. Does anybody have questions for the counselor on the change of stipulation on the renewal? No? Questions from the public regarding that? We'll call the roll, please.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Absolutely, yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
That motion will carry. Thank you. Item 15, Trustee Glass.
I'd like to make a motion, consider adopting ordinance 2019-0-043, amending Title 9, Chapter 96, Section 07 of the Tinley Park Municipal Code, entitled Garbage Container Specifications.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
The ordinance amends certain village code provisions pertaining to the village refuse collection system. This is a companion ordinance to the new refuse collection contract just considered. Specifically, the ordinance amends the prior provision regarding allowable container dimensions and disposable methods. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any questions? Statements from the public? No? Please call the roll.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion will carry. Thank you. Item 16.
I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting Resolution 2019-R-082, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Superior Pumping Services for Post-5 pump and soft start replacement.
Second.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Go ahead.
Cindy. Due to the recent failures at Post-5, 171st and 80th Avenue, Lift Station Public Works is requesting to waive the bidding process and award a contract to the village's current maintenance company to perform emergency repairs to this high-priority lift station. Consider awarding a contract to Superior Pumping Services in the amount of $185,950. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held on August 6, 2019. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Trustee Glatz. Is this budgeted anywhere?
Sorry, sir. As a emergency purchase, this was not in a part of our capital plan, but due to the fact that some of our other sanitary system bids did come in well under budget, we have the funds available in the.
This is the first emergency of this scale? Well,
For pumps.
For pump
If you
stations.
recall, we had the sanitary system failure at 167th where we had to do emergency repair.
Yeah.
At,
And where is this on our system of a replacement? I know we have a running log of what we want to budget for capital-wise. Was this on the capital list, just hasn't been passed yet?
This is actually in our plan for, the upcoming 5-year program.
Okay.
This lift station is well past the need for replacement, and we are currently dealing with Burke Engineering for a replacement and rebuild of that station. We were, essentially keeping our fingers crossed that we could crutch this pump along until that replacement does happen in, upcoming year or two. But, again, that didn't work out for us. So the recommendation that was made at the committee prior to this meeting was to, instead of rebuild the pump, to replace it at the, what we were anticipating the scalable size for the new pump station, which, in the future will reduce the cost of replacing that station. So.
Thanks, John. Any other comments or questions? This will be a roll call, please.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 17, receive comments from the staff. Anything from our village manager or staff this evening?
I shared with you earlier that we received word that we received our 27th award from the Government Finance Officers Association for a Certificate of Achievement in Financial Reporting for our annual audit report, CAFR.
Congratulations.
That's a round of applause not only for you, Brad, but all your financial team, so
Thank you, yes.
keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Some staff, anything? Chief?
Just on behalf of the Tinley Park Firefighters Association, I wanted to thank the 92 golfers, all of the vendors, and especially all of our sponsors for helping us produce an excellent golf outing, benefiting Gigi's Playhouse. Though we don't have all the exact numbers back, I know it was a great event attended by everybody, and we should be able to make a considerable contribution to Gigi's Playhouse on behalf of the Firefighters Association. So thank you all the trustees, mayor, all the businesses who supported us on a really nice day for the Tinley Park Firefighters Association. So thank you.
I would agree. Thank you, Chief.
Nice job.
Donna?
I would just like to invite everybody out for the August 10th Music in the Plaza featuring Hi-Fi Superstars, 7 to 10 p.m. on Saturday.
Great.
And we will be honoring,
Awards,
wanted to add
yes.
to that.
Do you
Go
want
ahead.
to add
Oh,
that
the
now?
benches?
I think you're coming out too. We are also going to be honoring our bench artists. Prior to the event, we have our Meet the Artist night from 6 to 7:30, and then during the intermission of the concert, we're going to be honoring our bench artists and giving the awards.
Awesome. Anything else from staff? We'll move on to item 18, receive comments from the board. Anything from the board tonight? Just say, hats off to the emergency services, specifically our police department for our National Night Out. Diane Navis, Commander Stan Tenza, the entire department. I don't even want to leave them unsaid, but big crowd out there. It was fun to see the families interacting with some of the different departments in the village, and certainly some of the business vendors. So thank you to the board. I know majority of the people were out there for going to that. I'd also like to personally thank Trustee Glatz for filling in for me over the last 4 weeks. Baby's doing great. I haven't officially and publicly welcomed the newest Brennan into the world, so congratulations to you and Lindsay.
Likewise.
But thank you. I appreciate you stepping in and last minute. I know I kind of threw that at you, but thank you. I appreciate it. Nothing else.
You forgot to mention the chief's speech at the National Night Out.
Oh, the chief did a fabulous job this evening. all the personnel did a great job. Nothing else from the board. We'll go on to item 19, receive comments from the public.
Good evening. I'd like to talk about a recent FOIA request concerning the Sister Cities Commission. The request asks for all outgoing, incoming emails and all phone calls made to our neighbors from across the pond concerning the new appointment of Chairman Ray. There are no outgoing emails or phone calls provided, so it's quite apparent that someone conducted village business with their personal phones or private email accounts, in which my opinion is quite cynical. To involve our neighbors of Budigan, Germany in our town's politics was a cowardly act. There was a process, and the process was followed accordingly. The mayor decided to go in a different direction, and he has the right to do so, just as they did when he terminated many of the plan and EC commissioners. Nobody that was terminated at that time had anyone represent them asking if they did something wrong and why this had happened, as George and Mike had questioned the board as to why. In a FOIA email, it says, "Dear Tarika," attaches the only correspondence I received from Sister Cities Commission, letter from Budigan, Germany, and this is from Joanne. "There's nothing on my phone records regarding Pat Ray's appointment as chair of the Sister Cities Commission. My phone is used exclusively for," she's got a private business, I'm not gonna name that. Then another email by Joanne says, "Unfortunately, I will not be available on Tuesday night, but I do want to say if Pat Ray replaces Lucas's chair, I will resign from the commission. I've been down this road before." And that's sent from her iPhone. So I think, she said she didn't use her phone. I'll take it at, what's there. Then we have an email from Lucas. "Thank you, everyone, for being there. When I cannot, I'll be preparing a statement in case it's needed." And then from George Rody's, I'll be there on Tuesday to fight the good fight. There's no fight involved. Like I said, there was a process. The mayor decided to go in a different direction. So for these people to take our politics across the pond is just flat out wrong. This is from Roxanne. I am in a bind because technically I work for the Village of Tinley Park in my role as secretary. I don't feel comfortable attending the meeting and speaking during the public comment because of this. However, it would be a huge benefit for one and for all. We do attend, since Jim and Lucas are out of the country, and ask them to state the following. The Sister City Commission is operating better than it has in years. That's kind of a self-serving comment in my opinion, but, so somebody evidently contacted the sister cities and was unhappy with Lucas being replaced, but Lucas is still, I think he's still on the commission, so he just got replaced, and, I mean, Pat Ray had said that he'll be willing to work with anybody, and I've sat down with Pat Ray before. He's a great guy. He'll listen to anything you have to say. And I just think it was wrong for them to, whoever contacted our neighbors, it's just flat out wrong. I think it just made our village kind of look bad. But hopefully we can move past this, and I think we need to move on, put the politics aside, and make our beloved town the best it can be. Thanks.
Nothing else from the public? We'll move on to item 20. This time I'd ask for a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss the following. A, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body, or legal counsel for the employees of the public body, or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. B, discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under this act, whether for purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or a semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by section 2.06. C, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representative, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees. D, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. And E, litigation when action against, affecting, or on behalf of a particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. We'll be in closed session, and there shall be nothing following the adjournment of that. Thank you very much, and drive safely.